Hi guys, and welcome back to a Making Sense of Pence showcase with me and my good friend Peter from Triple G Comics. Peter, how you doing?
Not bad at all, mate. Not bad at all. Looking forward to this. Always
Yeah,
enjoy doing these shows.
this is this is something that we kind of have ownership of here in the UK, right? There's not many other American YouTubers that can really do this form of content. It's very unique to collectors that are born and bred here over this side of the pond. So yeah, the same as last time. Basically, Peter and I are going to show 3 books each that are all Pence copies from over here in the UK. So, Peter, do you want to go first and show your first Pence book?
Yeah, sure. So I've gone a little bit different this time, Luke. And I know in the past we've shown American format Pence comics, but I want to show UK comics. So the kind of books I used to pick up in the newsstand back in the day, and they've all got a theme. So
Okay.
I don't know what the American book market was like, but here in the UK, the larger format UK comics nearly always came with free gifts. And I'm a bit of a stickler for trying to keep the free gifts on me comics. So all of these comics will have free gifts. You'll recognize some of them. So this is the Marvel UK version of Secret Wars #1 with a stunning cover. Same cover as the American version, but it's just a beauty. I love it. And this one, like I say, in the day came with tons of free gifts. So just to show you, you got some transfers, some sticker kind of things. And they actually go on a center page spread that you get, so you can kind of use this as a template to put those stickers on if you want, which I really like. And then you also get a kind of a card for you to send off to try and order some of the action figures, because as I mean, you will know, look, this magazine was basically designed to sell toys. That was the whole purpose of the Secret Wars series. Interesting thing about these books is partly black and white, and then partly color, which is interesting. And I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but all of these issues came with a UK strip called The Secret Artist, where basically there was a gremlin in the office and he used to draw characters, and you'd get images like that of Thor. Let's see. So you get superb kind of images of the mighty Thor there, which I just absolutely loved.
That's terrific.
Yeah, and a bit of a Ghostbusters ad on the back there. So yeah, so that's Secret Wars #1. I love this comic. I'm probably going to get this one graded, I think, because I have got a few UK size issues graded, so I might send that one off. So that's my first book.
Again, I would argue that that's probably a much harder book, like compared to the American counterpart, to actually get in high grade.
Yeah.
Not only because of the newspaper quality, but also the black added to that cover. You know, it's got the black border, and that with the Ghostbusters ad on the back, that's completely black.
Oh yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
But yeah, great book. I don't actually have that one. I have a lot of the UK Secret Wars books, but I acquired them all at the same time, and I was missing #1. None of my UK books, however, have the free gifts, which is really sad. Like you've beat me there. I too have a UK book to show first. Not all of mine are, you know, the actual UK newspaper prints, but this one is. And I decided to show this one based on our special that we did of Making Sense of Pence, which was the Alan Class video. Our good friend from Suddenly Comics certainly made collectors out of both of us, I believe.
Yeah.
And so I was hooked, and I instantly delved into the world of Alan Class. And I was very lucky to find this particular book. So this is Creepy Worlds, and it's a reprint of an Amazing Spider-Man book, the Amazing Spider-Man book where Gwen Stacy actually appears on the cover for the first time.
Yeah.
It's not the best of condition. There's a lot of scrapes all missing and everything else. Like even down here, this is all ripped from the cover. That's not actually what it's meant to be.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah.
However, this is Alan Class's file copy. So this actually comes with a certificate of authenticity on the back, with the embossed logo and Alan Class's signature. So again, just to have a copy that he actually owned and kept hold of, I thought was really nice. I have bought a few Alan Class books since that special was aired, but I'm going to save them for later videos to show off. And at £16 for a file copy, I had to have it. It's a piece of history.
Yeah, very cool. I like that. like that. Very nice. Okay, so I recently picked up a Star Trek issue #1 from Golden Key Comics, which I'll show on another show. But it made us think I needed the first appearance of my favorite Star Trek crew, which is the Next Generation crew. So I spotted this. This is Star Trek: The Next Generation from 1990. This is again a UK comic. Look at Patrick Stewart on there. He looks very buff, doesn't he?
Look at that face.
Yeah, I don't remember him being that buff in the show. Anyway, you get a stunning image of Data on the back, which is very, very cool. And again, the free gift. So the free gift on this one is a patch, a stitch-on patch. So it's kind of a material, which is really cool. I'd love a Patrick Stewart signed Star Trek #1 graded book, but this will do us for the time being. If he ever comes to a convention or something, I might get him to sign this. But yeah, so that's Star Trek The Next Generation issue #1, first appearance in the UK format of the Next Generation crew.
Great stuff. Yeah, I was actually lucky enough to meet Patrick Stewart. I went to a convention where he was once, and everyone was getting Star Trek stuff signed or X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
I actually took a picture from American Dad, where he plays Stan's boss. And I got him to sign that, which he found very amusing and very fun. Yeah. But yeah, great guy. Yeah. Star Trek. Like, I have a couple of Star Trek comics, but not many, and none of them are first. Yeah. None of them are first. You're mentioning about these free gifts. I love that you have them. That's tremendous. But also here in the UK, a lot of the time, it was like sweets and food and stuff. Like, you don't want those, right?
No, So there's
those, have you?
No. So there's a book that I really want, which is called Mad Balls. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Mad Balls.
Yes. Yeah.
And issue 1 came with it was like a box with a jelly tongue in it that you could swing around, but you can eat it as well or something. And a wham bar. You remember those wham bars?
I do, yeah.
But you can't get them anymore because kids would just rip them off, you know. So yeah, you can't. So some of my books don't have the free gifts for exactly that reason. They're either food products and things like that.
I have an Amazing Spider-Man UK book somewhere, which did come with a packet of Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah.
And that's still there because it's in like a paper style bag and it's just powder. So that's obviously still maintained within there.
There's a show for you, Luke.
I would never drink it.
Hashtag content, drink it live on air. Go on.
Well, that's the thing. It's not actually a rare book. So this is from like the 400 range of Spider-Man, between 400 and 500. So I'm sure you can still pick up loads of them, but I've never found one with the Kool-Aid still attached. Yeah. So that one might be a keeper. Speaking of Spider-Man, this one, I actually got in trouble for buying this. This is my most recent book. It arrived last night. It's a CGC slab, but it is a Pence book from over the pond. As some of you might know, I recently had to give up one of my prized possessions, one of my prized key books, which was also a Pence copy, and it left a space on my wall, left a space on my display. So I wanted to fill that with something. And obviously my wife saying, "You've just sold that book to clear money. Why are you buying another one?" She got all upset, but I managed to convince her. Because Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
So as soon as I've recorded this show, this book is going to be packed away and given to me, and I've got to act all surprised.
Yeah.
So I'll just take it out of the packet and show you guys. It is the second appearance of my favorite character. Now, this is a book that I already have, but I didn't have a CGC copy. I like having the CGC or the CBCS slabs so that I can actually put them up on the wall and keep them nice and safe. So I went for a 5.5 because I've already got the next issue, which is the follow-up to this story, in a 5.5, also signed by John Romita. So these will both go very nicely on display together. So yeah, I got into trouble for buying it, but I think I kind of got away with it, what with it being Father's Day. So it's a 10D issue number 44 from the first 100 of Spider-Man. And yeah, it's always going to remain a key. It's always going to be the second appearance. So a great pickup, if you ask me. Stan Lee story, Steve Ditko art, Romita artwork. Yeah, love it.
Can't go wrong with that one, can you? Nice book. My last one is again a #1 UK version of Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle Adventures. So there we go. That's again another newspaper type format book. This one comes with a free badge of Leonardo. This one didn't have the badge attached. So I spent a little while searching the internet and I found somebody selling a bag of badges. And sure enough, within the bag of badges was the original Leo pin badge. So that's just a standard pin badge. So pick that up. So now I've got a complete copy. And again, really cool books. I like the way the story continues on to the very last page. So you feel like you're getting your money's worth. Yeah, I love it. And this was again from 1990 and 50 pence. I wish I could buy comics for 50 pence these days.
I know, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I love the artwork.
I could have sworn that I had that book, and I can't for the life of me find it anywhere. I've searched my house, I've searched my parents' house. I can't find it. I don't think it's particularly expensive to pick up, but
no, it's not.
It's still, you know, when you know that you've got something and you don't want to have to spend the money.
No.
Yeah, so my final book. I dug this out because there's actually a new TV show based on this. I think it's on HBO. I might be wrong. But it is Gremlins. And you mentioned Gremlins earlier. Cool. You said there was a gremlin in the publishing house over at Marvel drawing comics. And we hadn't planned this. This was my book that I had picked out. But it just coincided that you said the word Gremlins, and here we have a Gremlins adaptation. And I wanted to pick this out. I paid £1.25 for it back in the day, and I've had it ever since. Movie adaptations of comics, or comics that are based on movies. What are your thoughts on that? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Do you think that they still count as first appearances?
Yeah, I do, and I like a nice. So I've been recently picking up Fright Night. There's a comic version of that out, which is very cool. Speaking of Gremlins, there's a totally unofficial book out at the moment, which I picked up from a horror convention called Gremlin, I think it's called. And it's to get around copyright, but it's basically some people have drawn and written a comic which they're selling based on gremlins during World War II. So attacking tanks and things like that. And it's absolutely brilliant. I've read the first few issues and it's very, very cool. But yeah, I like a movie adaptation. I enjoy those.
So that's where the term gremlin first came from, right? The World War II stuff. And I believe Roald Dahl wrote a load of stories also titled Gremlins. Yeah. Obviously not the same sort of creatures or anything, but that is where it all originates from. I loved that, you know. Yeah. I love the idea that rather than, you know, having faults or rather than blaming it on the enemy and stuff like that, it was these little monsters and it's out of our control. You know, it is what it is. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I really like that. And it's something that's always stuck with me from those Air Force stories, the idea of these little gremlin critters on the planes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check out
that's where that very famous episode of The Twilight Zone came from, didn't it? With good old William Shatner looking out the window and seeing the gremlin on the tree.
There's something on the wing.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura gets the nick out of it, doesn't it? Yeah. No, this has been great. I love doing this show. And like I say, I feel like we here over in the UK have this very special thing. And I know that a lot of Americans are starting to really like tweak on to this whole Pence thing, particularly with the actual American format books. You know, they seem to love them. The Alan Class ones, I think, are a hidden gem. And I'm still on the lookout. I'm going to try and get every Spider-Man cover that I can of those Alan Class books. I think that'd be a nice collection to have. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to wrap it all up for today. But we're going to try and get these out more often, I think. I enjoy doing them. I've still got lots to show. I'm sure Peter's still got lots to show.
Got lots to
show.
So
fingers crossed, we will see you all again soon. Take care, guys.
Bye now.